I am back with another video. I seriously had to end the last video because I was getting so pissed off because all I was trying to do is talk. And it was like almost impossible with this ridiculous overpopulation. I was desperately trying to find any sort of road, a neighborhood, anywhere that wasn't completely littered with traffic. And I was pretty much spending like the majority of the video desperately trying to find a deserted road where I could just have a little bit of peace and quiet so I could finish my damn story so you can actually hear me talk and not just hear a bunch of traffic. But apparently it's starting to be like this everywhere. There is no way to get away from it. Even at like 2 or 3 in the morning, it's still like this. See, like, there is not a single road I can find that isn't fucking littered with traffic. So I'm gonna try my absolute best without getting annoyed, despite all of this stupid traffic getting in the way and being distracting and muffling out my damn talking. I try to finish the story anyway. Let's wait for this jackhole to get the hell out of the way. Stupid bitch. Okay, so basically, some of these jobs I got fired from on purpose. I got fired from like 20 different jobs. And most of the jobs I got fired from after like a week. And the earliest I got fired from was like 3 days. And some of these jobs were hilarious because like a couple of them were like customer service jobs where I had to work the front desk or some shit, dealing with stupid customers. And I hate dealing with people because people annoy the shit out of me. Like most of the time when I've had to deal with customers, all I'm thinking of, the only thing going on in my mind when I'm having to deal with these annoying people is go fuck yourself, do it yourself, fuck off, leave me alone. But basically with this one customer service job where I had to work a front desk, and every time a customer would walk up, I would literally be like, "Hi, folks." And then most of the time, the people would get like kind of weirded out. They would give me this retarded look like I'm some alien from another universe. And then it's just like, what the hell is your problem? Am I not allowed to be myself? I'm not hurting you. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just being myself, which is perfectly fine. But it may not be perfectly fine to you, but that's your opinion, and I don't give a shit about your stupid, worthless opinion. But let's cross the street, because we are once again going to another crowded road. It's Monday night. You would think everyone would be sleeping by now. This is unacceptable. I really want to do some research on this. When I get home, I'm going to do some research on this overpopulation. I want to find out what the hell is up with this crowdedness in Arizona. I tried moving further west to get away from the crowdedness, and it doesn't seem to matter. The only way to get away from this crowdedness is to move like 100 or 200 miles away out in the middle of the woods. And then it's like, what the hell? There's nothing out there. You'd have to drive like an hour away just to go to the store. So it's either do that or deal with this ridiculous overpopulation problem. Anyway, back to the story about going, "Hi, folks," every time a damn customer would come up to the desk because I didn't want to deal with them to begin with. And it's like, I was not planning on staying at this job for more than a week anyway. So basically, I wanted to try to get fired from this stupid job as quickly as possible. So I was being retarded every single time a customer would pop up. And the stupid manager or the supervisor or whatever would eventually notice that, you know, this is the way I'm acting. This is the way I'm greeting customers that are coming up to the front desk. You're fucking kidding me? So he would eventually like talk to me about it. He would ask me to like go to his office. He needs to talk to me, like, "Can you come to my office? We need to talk for a minute." So I would go to his office and he would basically be talking to me about like, you know, he would flat out tell me, like, the way you're acting, the way you're greeting customers is really unacceptable, and you need to, you know, try to act a little bit more professional. You know, you're making all these weird noises, and you're just acting like you're on drugs or something, and you need to act more professional. And I told him, okay, I'll act professional. I'll stop being myself. And then basically what happened, I went back out to the front desk again, started dealing with customers, and I just kept acting exactly the same. Hi, folks! And that was one of the jobs, I believe, that I literally got fired from on the third day, because, you know, the supervisor or manager or whatever was already busy dealing with other shit. And then I was doing the afternoon shift, and I think the manager was gone shortly after I started my shift. Oh, boo-hoo. So typically I would do the afternoon shift, and the manager would leave shortly afterwards, you know, like maybe a couple hours after I started. So basically I was there by myself, or maybe with like a couple other people, and I would just keep acting fucking retarded. And then basically on the second day, the manager talked to me again, and he was telling me, like, why do you keep acting like this? You know, if you keep acting like this, then, you know, you're not going to be staying here very long. And I told him, I understand, I'll work on it. I didn't even try to work on it. I deliberately continued to be retarded and do absolutely nothing. And I was acting like a total spastic idiot to all the customers. And then basically on day 3, when I walked in there to clock in or whatever, the manager immediately, like pretty much the minute the manager saw me walk in, he was like, he told me that he wanted to talk to me in his office. And then basically I didn't even really start the third day, because he pretty much told me, like, we have to let you go. This isn't working out. We have, you know, I've told you multiple times that you're not doing anything. Your performance is extremely poor. You're freaking out all the customers. There's been a lot of complaints about the customers thinking that you're like on drugs, or you're intoxicated, or I don't know what the deal is, but you're acting really weird. Pretty much throughout the whole entire time you've been here, you've been very weird and very unproductive. You haven't really done anything at all. So they basically just had to let me go, and I was just like, okay. And it was funny because I walked out, and then I already had another interview to another job, and I basically did the same shit at that other job. Because that's the thing I love about having smartphones, is that, you know, you have these job apps like Monster and Indeed and Job Recruiter and all that crap. So basically I would just literally make some random resume. I would just bullshit, you know, say like, ooh, I have this experience, even if I really don't. I would just apply to random jobs, and I would have like, I'd have like 50 people calling me over the next few days, because I'd literally just be spamming out job applications. And that's basically how I ended up finding all these jobs so quickly. And, you know, I had all these interviews lined up, and there were actually a couple other jobs that I already had lined up to start like in a week or a week and a half or something. So basically I was in like the biggest rush ever. Like I was in a real hurry to try to get fired from the job I was at, so I could start the next one, because I already had another job lined up. So it's like, okay, let's get fired from this job as quickly as possible, because I got to make sure that I can start the next job. And then basically right when I started the next job, I was already applying for other jobs again and doing more job interviews. And then the job that I was doing, again, I was deliberately trying to get fired like as quickly as possible. And then at that point, about a week later, got fired again. And then I already had another job lined up at that point. And then that's when I ended up racking up like over 20 jobs over like 2 or 3 months I got fired from. Typically like within a week of each other, I would get fired from one job, go to the next job, to the next job, to the next job. And then after a while, I got bored of doing that. So I decided to just go, you know, find a job that doesn't suck. And I just stuck with that. That was just a little phase that I went through, because I was so sick and tired of going through all these crappy, dead-end, underpaying jobs where they treat you like garbage, and it's just not even worth the time of day. So I just went over there and just treated it as a joke. You know, I just treated it like the joke that it is. You know, because most of those jobs are not even worth doing. It's literally a waste of time. Like for me, honestly, I'm used to doing real estate. I'm used to flipping houses and, you know, fixing up houses and all this crap. I'm used to selling houses and all that crap from back in the day, and making like a $3,000 commission, $5,000 commission, $10,000 commission. Oh, I miss those days. But it just hasn't been the same anymore. So I ended up basically switching careers because, you know, market changed, a bunch of shit changed, and I was relying on real estate to pay for everything. And then, you know, when I just stopped making money, I couldn't pay for all the real estate bills, like the license, all the fees, being on the board and all that crap. It was just too much money on top of all the bills. So after I was homeless for a while, I ended up just switching careers because I was afraid, like as much money that I made over time from that real estate stuff, like it made a lot of money, but at the same time, it wasn't consistent. And that's what I was afraid of. I needed consistency. That's why I switched to a different job. But it would be nice to go back to doing real estate, and maybe, because what I would like to do at some point is maybe have a part-time job that's consistent, and then, you know, that would just basically pay for all the basic bitch bills, and then I would focus on doing real estate again. So I'd basically be part-time consistency, part-time regular job, and then I'd be mostly focusing on real estate so I can start making the big bucks again. I don't know. I haven't really had much motivation to really do it. That's mostly why I haven't bothered to do it. Anyway, I'll make more videos of other crap later. Stay tuned for more videos. See you, folks!